Hey, I'm Karnak. Welcome back to Star Wars Armada Explained. We're going to look at the Rebel Commander Garm Bel Iblis. Iblis? I don't know. Star Wars names are hard. Just whatever you want to call him. Most people just call him Garm. Just call him by his first name. Old Garmy boy. Anyway, how do you know he's a commander? If you look at his upgrade card, you'll see he doesn't have any icon in the bottom left-hand corner. This does mean, for intents and purposes of Star Wars Armada anyway, that he's a commander card. He can be equipped to any ship except for flotillas. He is faction specific for the Rebel Alliance. If you do look in the bottom right hand corner of his card, you'll see the Rebel Alliance faction symbol. You'll see his point cost, which is 25. Now, Garm is a unique title. You look at the bullet point there in front of his name. That signifies he's unique. You can only bring one of them in your fleet. If he had other versions of himself floating around, kind of like how, Leia does or Darth Vader. Anyway, his card reads, at the start of the first round and the fifth round, each friendly ship may gain a number of command tokens equal to its command value. And I want to highlight the command value portion of his card because that will play a significance when we go over another card here in a minute. So, how does Garm work? Very straightforward. At the start of the first round, so this is technically because in a turn you have four phases. You have command phase, ship phase, squadron phase, and status phase. So start of the first round is actually before the command phase. So before you set your command dials for your ships, that's the trigger for Garm on the first round or the fifth round, and you assign command tokens based on command values. Now, for example, like the Pelta and the Nebulon B can only take 2 command tokens. Remember, commands are either concentrate fire, engineering, navigation, or squadron. So something on Nebulon B, maybe you want to take, depending on if it's pushing squadrons or if it's shooting. We'll say it's a frigate that's pushing squadrons around. So you give it a navigate token and you give it a squadron token. Oh, there is one errata. Sorry, one errata to read. A ship cannot have more than one copy of the same command token. That's already stated in the rules, but somehow people were interpreting that you could put multiple of the same token on this ship, which, I mean, you can't do that. There's potentially an upcoming exception to that with the Super Star Destroyer title Executor. That we're not going to go over that in this how-to, though. So, we're going to assign a navigation token, a squadron token here. Maybe the Pelta, maybe we want to give him a navigate, and maybe he is triggering, excuse me, maybe he's triggering like a fleet command, so we can give him concentrate fire. And then maybe we got an MC80, which again, you can only take one of each token. That's command value of 3 on the ship, so let's give him a navigate and a squadron and repair. Maybe he doesn't need the concentrate fire token. And that's it. That's the first round. Now, since his wording is at the start of the first round, now you go to the command phase where now you set your command dials for all your ships. Then you do the ship phase, and then you do the squadron phase and then the status phase. What does that mean? Why am I mentioning that timing specifically? Remember, fleet commands trigger during the start of the ship phase, meaning Garm takes place before these fleet commands. So, for example, maybe you put a bunch of tokens on all these ships because you want to trigger maybe all fighters follow me if you got a Pelta with that card equipped, or a Pelta with entrapment formation equipped, or any of these other cards. There might be a moment they want to hold on to that token rather than wasting the command later on, or sucking up maybe a CommsNet token. Whatever the reason, if you want to spend that token in the first round, you can get the token from Garm, then you can spend that token to trigger whatever fleet command that you then have available. And obviously these tokens, if you did try to, reveal another navigate command, you wouldn't be able to bank a navigate token again. You only have one at a time, so this is good for not wanting to waste time putting tokens on all your ships, Maybe you want them to immediately start doing whatever significant command that you want them to be doing. So I want to make sure it's pointing out the interaction. The last thing I want to point out specifically is for the pelta. I'm going to go ahead and delete the rest of this to not have any clutter on here while I'm talking about this. And that is with the chip title Phoenix Home. Now, Phoenix Home, again, I'll go over that card in more depth and detail in a later review, but just to go over it in here because its interaction specifically you need to call out, is that you gain one additional officer icon in your upgrade bar, and it can be assigned up to 4 command tokens instead of a number of command tokens equal to your command value. And remember, if Pelta is only a command to ship, so if you for example, if this was a regular Pelta, obviously Garm just gives him the 2 tokens. And but a lot of people are misinterpreting this card, thinking, "Oh, Garm, I can give each token to my Pelta now." Absolutely not. Garm is very specific. Remember how I pointed out about how you can only give out tokens equal to its command value? A Pelta's command value is 2. It's a command to ship. If the Phoenix Home title had allow you to change your command value, it would say, change the ship to a command value of 4. This does not change your command value to 4. Rather, it specifically states you can be assigned up to 4 command tokens. Okay, so even though typically most ships can only hold tokens equal to the command value, it's making an exception saying you can have 4. You can have 4 tokens, but it doesn't change the command value of the ship. The command value of the ship is still 2, meaning you still only assign 2 commands to it. So I want to make sure I was specifically pointing that out because that's how it's been ruled at regionals, at worlds. I made sure to verify this from 3 different sources. I want to make sure I'm giving the correct information. So that is how that interaction works. Again, want to be very specific. A lot of people, again, get this wrong. But of course, if you feel like anything's in error or if anything is wrong, please be sure to leave a comment, let me know. Obviously, always go by whatever your TO is going to rule at your tournament, but just know that I've spoken with the official world's judge for Star Wars Armada, and that's how he would rule that card. Just want to make sure I'm getting that out there. I appreciate you guys for watching my videos, and I'll catch you next time.